right, once again, I guess we're going to be looking at issues. So this is a boa that the owner gave to me and raised from a baby and out of the blue. This is a male longicauda boa. And I think what happened, once testosterone started surging, because this animal is now breedable, so it's a mature animal, testosterone causes the animal to start moving around and looking for a lady, which she didn't actually have a female for. It's a pet. But what it did, it started bumping its nose. Bumping its nose. And that created trauma. And that's a lot of trauma. Oh, goodness. This is going to be a doozy. So, I'm going to have to do something. So, first thing, this animal is otherwise healthy. It will actually still eat. So, weighing it, still this respiratory thing that I had. God. So, weighing it, getting it to start on antibiotics, and then cleaning this up. So, memorize what you're looking at right now. I know. There is no mouth rot, but it hurts. And let's hope I can do something. But that's pretty involved. I have dealt with this many times. This is not something that is unheard of. This is the nature of snakes, of reptiles, and we can even sometimes get out of a situation like this. So let's see. All right, one more problem. I guess I'm going to stick them all together. So this is a male. Looks like it's a Guyana Colombian cross. So this is a snake that was really a real horrible mess. Its face was completely rotting off. It was gross. And this has been a long recovery. This is a lot like Sylvester. And yes, Sylvester is still with us. I've been cleaning out pockets of just horrible stuff with Sylvester. But look at this snake. Okay. His name is Albert. And Albert's going to need a home because Albert is back to, he's eating. I think we've gotten rid of the infection. So now we just have mechanical trauma that over time he's going to recover from. I did not show what he looked like. I really started getting discouraged. Trying to help animals and people, it's super discouraging. We're also a rescue, so we will not turn away animals that are in sad shape or that need to be rehomed or whatever. And that also includes animals that have catastrophic injuries, situations. I don't like to euthanize animals at all costs, but obviously in some cases this animal just looked really grim, and you can really see. So there is healing, but he had a massive facial infection that had gone on for a long time, and eventually the person just could not handle it, and the animal wasn't recovering. I must point out, one of the important things when you actually have an animal like this and you're going through recovery, getting the animal to feed or assist feeding is generally important because it's part of the healing process because they need energy. So this animal's already gone through antibiotics. It's already gone through lots of cleaning out. And soon Albert's going to need a home. So we'll just do a adoption fee on him. But I think he'd be great for a forever home. All right, so we'll get back to that. Poor guy. All right, here's an interesting one. So this is a corn snake, and this is a rescue that somebody has been dealing with a long-term problem with this corn snake. And this animal laid eggs last April. So not April 2024, April 2023. She laid eggs and she retained an egg right here. And I guess the snake was brought to a vet because the egg was stuck. And the egg was removed, but there's a problem behind. So we got rid of the egg and all that. This is a lovely snake. She's in shed. I've actually had her for a while. I've been scratching my head. So the person brought her to me, drove a long way, and said, I don't know what to do anymore. You're my last hope because this animal, the vet wasn't able to resolve the problem. And I'm going to tell you what actually was going on. So this. Hi. Okay. So we see this right here. We got all this urea and whatnot. And then so this is the belly scutes. Can you see that well, Barb? Mm-hmm. Belly scutes. There's no belly scutes here. And that's the rectum. So what is the problem here? Problem is this is just really, it's something. Okay, there are no belly scutes, and we are now looking at part of the cloaca, that tissue, which is inside, supposed to be inside, and then there's belly scutes that go over it. So what happened was the egg was here, and the vet decided to, I guess what they did is they went into the rectum, and then they cut forward, and they got the egg out that way. So they cut through the rectum. So remember, the rectum cinches everything shut. And if you don't have it cinched shut, things are going to leak out. So what's been going on with this animal, it's been leaking urea. And so there's no little butt right there. This is all slit. So part of the cloaca or whatever this muscle is leaking out. There's a slit right here. So when I clean this all up, there's a slit and the urea is leaking out. I can't cinch this from this to this with stitches because you can see this tissue. It's not looking good. And if I pull it shut, I'm going to just create much too narrow of a passageway. So what am I going to do? That's a good question. I have been studying this for a long time. This is a very healthy snake. And she just constantly leaks urea. And the urea is going to further ulcerate and cause necroses. So that the live tissue is going to start dying off. So I'm going to clean this. And I think finally I've settled on the idea I'm going to glue this shut. So there's a slit right there under here and it just keeps leaking. So what happens if I glue it shut and at least force the passage of waste through the partial rectum? So I'm going to clean her up now. I'm going to soak her. This is super challenging for me. because I have been perplexed. I've been studying this animal for weeks, try to fix it, but the person just said there was really no hope, and the vet just had lost hope because all the belly scute has gone. And this internal area will not regranulate. So it's not going to just magically just grow new scalation over, because there are no cells that would actually grow the exterior skin. So remember, skin in itself is its own organ. So you can't expect the cells that are on that to magically just start growing scales. So the first thing is we have to clean it up. We have to stop it from leaking. So I'm going to glue it. All right, that is end. All right, after knowing that she had a good chance to drink, I've put a little bit of chlorhexidine solution in there, and that's just antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial essentially. And what I want to do is I want to clean that up. This kind of stuff wears on you. I want to point that out. We'd like to think that everything is always perfect and whatever, but the reality is we have a lot of animals, and then especially when people are dealing with problems and they can't get the support they need, which once again comes down to having a good relationship with a vet that knows their stuff. And many vets are unwilling to work on reptiles. I'm seeing this time and time again, and that probably has a lot to do with like the schooling dynamics. You know, what universities that are teaching veterinary programs to create DVMs, and how intense are they on reptiles? Secondly, is that a moneymaker? Do reptiles represent the majority of pets? No, they don't. The majority of pets are dogs and cats and whatnot. Even birds falling way beneath that, and bird vets are absolutely in need, because birds crash for many different reasons, and you lose your wonderful pet parrot or cockatoo, and it is absolutely traumatic. So I am going to just soften that up. And this video, I guess we're doing to show you some of the challenges and if I'm going to be able to get through this. Let's go on this journey together. Let's go for broke. This is a turtle I've had for a long time. This is a Quang Tongue river turtle. And look at that. What is that? So this was given to me by a friend that deals in turtles. And this little guy's butt keeps falling out. He's incredibly healthy. We have taken this guy, I've had him for probably a year and a half, and I can put his butt in, and eventually it seems like his butt likes to fall out. So what does that mean? So that means that his little cloaca is not being held inside. So you have the rectum, and the rectum is a little muscle that cinches that exit way closed, and the animal can control. But when it gets weak, due to whatever the reasons are, your cloaca, so your end of your GI tract, falls out and just sits there. And if you keep other turtles with this turtle, they're going to come along and they're going to bite it, thinking it's food, and the animal is going to perish. Otherwise, this animal, keep it clean, keep it by itself, feed him, and he does fantastic. So maybe I will put this in there, but we're going to look for Ned's Forever Home too. He just wants to find somebody, but I can put it back in there. And I've had it actually staying for quite a while, so we're going to attempt it again. It's been out for a while too, so I just have to, I guess in one big move, I'm going to start addressing all of these things and see if I can resolve them.